This is how tall this stack is while it's on my leg. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna lift this. Hey guys, this is Liza and welcome back to a new video. So today I'll be showing you my December haul. It is currently the 29th and I am probably going to get some more books tomorrow because I'm going to my partner's tomorrow and I know he has Christmas presents for me and I'm pretty sure some of them are books because he asked for my wish list. So guessing here, I will show you guys the ones that I currently have and there is a lot. There is a lot, but a lot of the books that I ordered in previous months came in this month because Angus and Robinson and Book Depository all ship their books like separately, and especially Angus and Robinson, they ship their books basically when they get them. I don't know if any of these were actually pre-orders, I think one or two were, but for the most part they just like, I ordered them in a bunch either last month or the month before and they've like come this month. So anyways, let's jump straight in and I'm gonna start with the books that I have already read and then move on to the books that I haven't read. So firstly, I've got the first two books in the Hercule Poirot series by Agatha Christie. I want to slowly get this collection, so I've been trying to basically, every time I put in an order with Angus and Robinson, one of these goes on there, so that way, you know, I'm slowly collecting them because there's like 50 something books. I have The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which is the first book in the series, and Murder on the Links, which is the second. These are mass market paperbacks. However, when I didn't realize this when I bought them, but they are really good quality mass market paperbacks, which is really rare because usually mass market paperbacks tend to be really cheap, have really thin pages, and are just gross. These are lovely. Like honestly, this cover, like they're not even soft touch, but if anything, they feel like leather or vinyl. Like they're obviously not leather or vinyl, but that is like the feeling of the cover. Like they're weird, like it's weird, but they're also like really thick pages, really nice. So I'm gonna continue getting this little set, and also they'll take up less room because like they're tiny, so that'll be good. Next we have Armada by Ernest Cline. I have read Armada and I've also read Ready Player One, Ready Player Two. Absolutely love them, but I never had a copy of Armada, so I finally picked that one up and I love this cover. It pisses me off there's a sticker on it for the movie, but you know, actually it's not even a sticker, sorry, I can't get it off. It's like printed on there, but like it kind of pisses me off because it like ruins like the, I don't know, the vibes of the cover, which annoys me. But anyways, so yeah, I have read this one, really enjoy it, highly recommend, and I just needed a copy for myself. Next we have a graphic novel, and I actually read this one this month, and that is They Call Us Enemies by George Takei. Not sure how you pronounce that. This is a like true story, but this is a story about George, his brother, and his like mother and father. Oh, and sister. There's three. There's the family. It's about them being Japanese descent but living in America during World War II and being put into the camps because when the Japanese, you know, American were fighting, the Americans didn't trust anyone that came from Japanese descent, so they all got locked in camps and shit. And it was basically his story, and it also does show him as he got older, like in like little clips afterwards. And it is all black and white, but it's really well illustrated. Really love this one. It is so well written, and I actually found out afterwards that this bloke played in Star Trek. Sulu, the helmsman of the Starship Enterprise. So interesting. But yeah, mum actually wants to read this because she loves Star Trek and she also loves like World War II stuff, which same. So she's actually gonna steal this one. Really enjoy it. Highly recommend it. Doesn't take long to read. It's a graphic novel. And it's a true story, so, you know, knock a non-fiction off there. Next we have Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline. I did listen to this one in December as well. December? Might have been November actually. But I listened to this one on audiobook because that is how I read Ready Player 1 originally and loved it that way. And I listened to Ready Player 2 on audiobook as well, and then my copy came in this month. So really enjoyed this one as well. I was actually super surprised with Ready Player 2 because I was very nervous going into it because you never know how it's actually going to turn out when these authors release books like years after the first one or like years after the series is finished or whatever. And this one I was actually super surprised with. I really enjoyed this one and highly recommend it, and I had to get a copy for myself obviously, and I love this. It just really pisses me off that I can't get a matching edition to the first one because they no longer sell this matching edition. that's annoying. So next for ones that I've read, we have the Whisper collection by Lynette Noni. This one is a bind-up of Whisper and Weapon, which are the two books in the Whisper duology, and I love Whisper. I love Lynette Noni's writing. Mogadorian Chronicles is my favorite, obviously, but I did really enjoy Whisper and Weapon, and they released this bind-up of it, which I decided to get mainly because I just want to support Lynette Noni and like add it to my collection. I probably will never read it as a bind-up, but I have it now. So last for read, I have Even If We Break by, I have no idea how to pronounce this author's name still, but I read this one, I believe last month, I think it was November, and I listened to it on an audiobook. I really enjoyed it. It's a YA thriller and I loved it so much and I had to get a copy for myself. Basically, these kids go to this house to play this game, and then people start disappearing and shit's happening, and someone's trying to scare them out of the house, and well, they're trying to scare them to stay in the house, and they're trying to escape the house. It's crazy. But yeah, definitely thrilling, and I definitely recommend that one. Now, onto the books that I have not read. So I'll start off with these two because they're the same book, just two different editions. But I have The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. There is cat hair hanging off that. I love Karen M. McManus's writing. I've read One of Us is Lying, Two Can Keep a Secret, One of Us is Next. That was the wrong order, but anyways. But yeah, I've read all them, really enjoyed them, and I obviously was gonna get The Cousins. And I love this cover. It is stunning, so of course I had to get the hardcover in this one, but I also wanted the matching edition because even though these books aren't a sequel to One of Us is Lying or Two Can Keep a Secret, it still matches. So I wanted to get the matching one. It also has the black sprayed edges. All the books, well, I have all of them with the sprayed edges. They all have different colored sprayed edges. This one has black. So of course I wanted the matching one, but I also wanted this because I love this cover. It just looks like creepy and makes me so keen to read this book. Whereas this one, like, it's cool, but like, this one makes me really keen to read The Cousins. So hopefully I'm going to be getting to that one really soon. I am participating, well, I am hosting and participating Bookopoly Readathon in January, so I don't know what I'll be reading because the Bookopoly board will choose my challenges, like their challenges as I go, and then I'll choose books to fit that. So if I can, I'll be reading this one in January, but that will depend on the challenges I get. Next we have The Reckless Afterlife of Harriet Stoker by Lauren James. This one I discovered while researching for a blog post about books with creepy covers, and then I ended up looking up the synopsis and it sounded really intriguing, so I decided to pick it up. So this one, I'm gonna quickly read out the synopsis, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like an unreliable main character type situation, but it says, when Harriet Stoker dies after falling from a balcony in a long abandoned building, she discovers a group of ghosts, each with special powers. Felix, Casper, Rimmer, and Lay welcome Harriet into their world, eager to make friends with the new arrival after just decades alone. Yet Harriet is more interested in unleashing her own power, even if it means destroying everyone around her. But when all of eternity is at stake, the afterlife can be dangerous place to make an enemy. This sounds really fascinating, so definitely keen to pick this one up, hoping to get to this one very soon as well. Next I've got a book where I literally knew nothing about it before picking it up, but this is The Book of Hidden Wonders by Polly Crosby. I saw this at Big W because it has a holo writing on the spine, picked it up, the cover is stunning and also has holographic writing. I read the synopsis while I was staying there in BW and it sounds really intriguing, so I ended up picking it up. But basically this is a middle grade, I believe, because the character seems to be younger. But this girl, her father writes children's books, and there is like this conspiracy that there is this hidden quest that's written in his books or whatever, and that could lead to some treasure or whatever. Then her father disappears and she turns to her father's books to try and figure out the hidden secrets because she believes it will help save him. I'm pretty sure. But I love this last bit. It says, in her increasingly isolated world, Romilly turns to the secrets her father has hidden in his illustrated books, realizing that there is something far darker and more devastating locked within the pages, the truth. So yeah, that sounds really fascinating. I'm really keen for this, and also I just love the fact that this is hollow. And it's real hollow, and it's like gold hollow, and it's awesome. Next, we have a book that's very heavy, but also one that I've been meaning to get for years. I've always found this book extremely fascinating, but I also don't know that much about it really, so you know. But it is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Janelewski. As far as I know, this is like the scariest book of all time or something, but I'm pretty sure this was like, you know, developed over years or something. This kept getting posted somewhere or something. I'm not really sure. But this is like mixed media kind of thing. Like there's pages that have got like hardly any text on them. There's like writing all over the place. This one's got like friggin' 4 words on it. Like it's interesting. It's very interesting looking. But yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'm just gonna read the synopsis because I have no idea. Years ago, when House of Leaves was first being passed around, it was nothing more than a badly bundled heap of paper, parts of which would occasionally surface on the internet. That's what I was talking about. No one could have anticipated the small but devoted following this terrifying story would soon command. Starting with an odd assortment of marginalized youth, musicians, tattoo artists, programmers, strippers, environmentalists, and adrenaline junkies, the book eventually made its way into the hands of the older generations who not only found themselves in those strangely arranged pages, but also discovered a way back into the lives of this estranged children. Now, for the first time, this astonishing novel is made available in book form, complete with the original coloured words, vertical footnotes, and newly added second and third appendices. The story remains unchanged, focusing on a young family that moves into a small home on Ash Tree Lane where they discover something terribly wrong. Their house is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Of course, neither Pulitzer Prize-winning photojournalist Will Navidson nor his companion Karen Green was prepared to face the consequences of that impossibility until the day their 2 little children wandered off and their voices eerily began to return another story of creature darkness, of an ever-growing abyss behind a closet door, and of the unholy growl which soon enough would tear through the walls and consume all their dreams. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I have no idea. This sounds fascinating. It is huge. Like, is this actually, it's like 700 pages, but it's also like, I suppose there's some pages that got no words, there's some pages that got hardly any words, there's like a freaking comic book bit there, and like creepy photos and illustrations and stuff. I have no idea what to expect. I'm extremely curious. I don't know when I'll be picking this up, but I really want to pick it up soon. But I think I might pick this one up and like read a little bit at a time or something, because like it is huge and I feel like if I sit down and just try and read this in one go, I won't be able to do it because I'll get frustrated by how long it is. But yeah, we'll see. Next we have Letters from Berlin by Tania Blanchard. I read what was it called? The Girl from Munich by Tania Blanchard as an arc and really enjoyed it, even though it was kind of a little bit like literary fiction. Like, it's historical, but like it read kind of like literary fiction, which is not my usual genre. I did really enjoy it. I loved learning about the character and seeing how like she was affected by World War II, like not being like in the direct line, like part of World War II type thing, just like her trying to live a normal life while this was happening. That was really fascinating. But this one here is set in Berlin 1943, and this is another one. I'm just going to read the synopsis very quickly. As the Allied forces edge closer, the Third Reich tightens its grip on its people. For 18-year-old Suzanne Gottman, this means her adopted family, including the man she loves, Leo, are at risk. Desperate to protect her loved ones any way she can, Susie accepts the help of an influential Nazi officer, but it comes at a terrible cost. She must abandon any hope of a future with Leo and enter the frightening world of the Nazi elite. Yet all is not lost, as her newfound position offers more than she could have hoped for. With critical intelligence at her fingertips, Susie seizes a dangerous opportunity to help the resistance. The decisions she makes could change the course of the war, but what will they mean for her family and her future? This sounds really fascinating. I love books that deal with like the resistance and stuff, like during World War II. I found it really fascinating, so I'm definitely keen to give this one a go, and I really enjoyed Tania Blanchard's writing in The Girl from Munich, so I'm keen. Next we have These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This is one of the books that I'm planning to read for the Goodreads Choice Awards challenge that I'm giving myself when I'm trying to read as many sci-fi YA sci-fi, there you go, just Wi-Fi now, that's all it's called. Trying to read as many books in the YA sci-fi and fantasy category as I can, and then do my own like Goodreads Choice Awards to see which one I think should have won the award. Really keen for this one, but I am also a little bit nervous because this is a romance, so we'll see. It does sound really fascinating though, because it is a Shakespeare retelling set in 1926 Shanghai, so sounds very interesting. Next we have Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. This one I've heard amazing things about. People are raving about it. I'm hoping to get to this one really soon as well, you know, along with all the other books on my fucking TBR. But anyways, this one is also on that list for the YA sci-fi fantasy category, so I'm planning to read it for that as well. But I was curious about reading this before I made the decision to do that challenge. But this one follows a trans boy who wants to prove to his family that he is a, what's it called? I'm thinking of the wrong word. Brujo, that's it. So he performs this ritual and he sets out to find this ghost to help set them free. And the person he was meant to be bringing back isn't actually the person that came back. It was like the school bad boy who had recently died, and like he's trying to help him to pass over, but this kid like wants to finish some shit before he goes anywhere. But then they start having like friendship, romance, I don't know what it is, but like, do they actually want to leave? I don't know. But yeah, this one sounds really intriguing. It's relatively short and I'm super keen to pick this one up. So next we have To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers. I have no idea what this is about, but I have read the Wayfarers series by Becky Chambers, which started with The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and I loved it so freaking much. They are a very wholesome adult sci-fi. They are full of diversity. The world is insane. Like, it is so well thought out, so well detailed, so well explained. It is just amazing, and I loved that trilogy so much. And there is actually a fourth book coming out this 2021 very soon, so I'm very keen for that. But this is like a short story. I'm not even sure if this is set in the same world. I don't think it is. I think it's separate to the trilogy, but it's only 130 pages, so I'm hoping to get to this one very soon. I love Becky Chambers' writing. I love the characters. I love the world she creates, so I'm super keen to give this one a go. Then we have Where Dreams Descend by Janelle Angelis. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. This was actually one of my Christmas presents that I got from my partner that I received like while I was with him last, because it came while I was there, so I got it before Christmas. But this one sounds really, really fascinating, and this edition is just stunning. This is the cover, obviously, but the end papers are beautiful, and also it has the chandelier with gold embossing on the cover, and it's just really pretty. Love this edition. Super keen to read this one. I honestly don't know much about this. So as far as I know, this one follows like a group of magicians who are trying to win this contest basically in order to be like the ringleader or whatever it's called for the circus. But then accidents start happening and people start dying, and you know, shit starts going down. So it's kind of like a mystery as well as fantasy. So I'm really intrigued, because that is my like favorite mix of genres, is mystery and fantasy. So I'm very intrigued about this one. This one is pretty big though, so I'm hoping to get to it soon, but it probably won't be one I pick up in January, because I will be trying to read smaller books for Bookopoly to try and get as many points as I can. So yeah, this one will probably be February, March, TBR, something like that, but I am really intrigued about it. Next I have two books from subscription boxes. These are the November Lit Joy Crate and Owl Crate books, so if you don't want to be spoiled, you know, you can hop out of this video now then, because this is the last books I'm talking about. But first we have Soulswift by Megan Bannen. This was the Lit Joy Crate book, and this is the standard cover, but it does have exclusive artwork underneath, which I will quickly show you. That's what it looks like, and I love, this is the first Lit Joy Crate book I've got, but I actually love that they print the name on the spine section of the inside dust jacket, so that way you can flip it and, you know, put this on the book and you'll still be able to see what it is. I love that. It's like, for the want of like a couple letters, amazing. It is blue under the dust jacket, and this one is signed. It also has, there we go, it's signed, it has a print in it, there's a map in it. The map's, you know, in all of them though. That's not exclusive to the Lit Joy Crate one. But yes, I am very intrigued about this, and this edition is stunning. And this one also sounds really, really fascinating. I hadn't heard about this book before getting the Lit Joy Crate, so I was really excited to get this one because it sounds really good. This one, it says, Jelia is a vessel, a girl who channels the word of the one true God through song. Cloistered with the other vessels of her faith, she believes, as all Ovenists do that a saint imprisoned Elith, the great demon, centuries ago, saving humanity from earthly temptation. While Jelia stumbles into a deadly cover-up of the Ovenists' military, she reluctantly teams up with Tavik, an enemy soldier, to survive. Tavik believes that Elith is actually the mother goddess who must be set free, but while he succeeds in opening her prison, he inadvertently turns Jelia into Elith's unwilling human vessel. That sounds really intriguing, so I'm really keen for that one. Also, this cover is stunning. Just look at this bird like cracking out of the stone. Love it. The other subscription box book is the Owl Crate November book, which is Among the Beasts and Briars by Ashley Poston. I'm super keen to read this one. I do have the standard copy, but I love that this Owl Crate edition came. I do prefer the cover for the standard copy just because I think the colors and everything on here stand out so much more vividly on the white background compared to the black of the Owl Crate edition, but it is still really pretty. And this one also has, well, first off, it has sprayed edges, it is signed by the author, and it also has artwork under the dust jacket as well. So that's what this one looks like. We have the two main characters on the bear that apparently comes up in the story, but I am super keen for this one, so I'm hoping to get to this one early in 2021. I might even try and pick this one up during Bookopoly if a challenge comes up that fits it, but we will see. But this is just stunning. So that is all the physical books that I'm going to be talking about in today's video. I will list the ebooks and like audiobooks and stuff and all the books I've saved on Scribed in my blog post, so I will link that down below once it goes up, because it will be going up later than this video, I believe. So I will link that, but I won't be talking about them because this video is already long enough because I have a lot of physical books this month. Let me know what book you received or purchased in the month of December was that you were so keen to read. Like mine, out of all the ones that I haven't read, I think I'm the most keen to read The Cousins by Karen and McManus. I'm also very keen to read House of Leaves, but I know that's not going to happen right now. So, you know, that's on the list, but not happening just yet. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video.